Hey guys, it's Elizabeth from the Missionaries of God's Love in Tustin, California, and today we're going to talk about God chooses you. But before we dive into this topic, I invite you to find a quiet place to sit. Straighten your back, relax your shoulders, and take a deep breath in. Invite the Holy Spirit to come to you. Holy Spirit, please come to me and inspire me. Please be my guide throughout my day. Inspire me and guide me in my actions, thoughts, feelings, and whatever I do. May I only listen to your will and show me how can I love you more. There are many Christians in the world, but out of the many, few are actually true Christians or disciples of Christ. Many are invited by God, but few actually say yes to the invitation. Many of the times, those who have been called to serve feel undignified to be called his servants. They may think, God, why did you choose me? I'm so imperfect. Why don't you choose that other person or these other people? They're so much more qualified. But John 15 verse 16 reads, You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit that will last, and so that whatever you ask in my name, the Father will give you. Here, God reminds us that God is the one that chooses us. We frequently aren't the ones who choose God, or thought, yeah, God, I'm dignified to be your servant. No. Many of the times, God calls us not because we're worthy, but because we need to be saved. We might have been walking in a wrong path, or God knew that we were close to heading the wrong direction. So God gives us His mercy and grace, and invites us for our own good. He knew if we started walking with Him, we would start walking in His light, and working to do good, to do His will. Sometimes we look at ourselves and we feel so flawed, and that it's a huge honor that God has placed His gaze on us. And it really is a great honor that God chose us. When we say yes to God to do His work, at the end of the day, serving God also heals us and makes us a better person. Because being a servant of God requires commitment and constant prayer. People are encouraged to pray for 15 minutes, or ideally 30 minutes at the start of their day, or when they can. Although it is better to start off our days right with God, so we can be ready to face any challenges. And once we make it a habit to pray, God will start working through us, and we will be transformed and renewed for the better. The commitment and sacrifices that come with being God's servant is worth it. It is worth serving God because all the fruits that come from it will last, as the Bible verse says. That means that people's lives will be healed or saved. The work and fruit that we will bear relies on our responsibility. Nobody else can really do our work for us. Yeah, someone else might be able to do it, but that means that they'll be unable to manage their work, or they're going to have to choose between their work and our work. And that means that some people will not receive the help or salvation they need. And they receive the salvation because God uses us. He works through us to save other people. So it is important that we say yes to God's invitation, even if we feel undignified. Because people's lives and souls are counting on us. So no matter how much the devil attacks us and all the challenges we face, let us continue to persevere so we may help many. Lastly, the verse ends with that whatever we ask in God's name, we will receive it. The key thing here is through our Father's name. Once we start being God's servant and we're connected with Him, we will desire to do His will. And then we'll be able to ask God for things, and He will grant it. He only gives us what we want if it aligns with His will. I invite you to continue meditating on this topic and tell God, "Speak to me, O Lord, for your servant is listening."